like a lot of multitasking you got going on. What you got?
Just grilling some chicken.
Grilling
Sausage.
while underway. While fishing.
Yeah, wild fishing.
We haven't catch anything yet.
What?
We haven't caught anything yet.
Why not?
Maybe because we need to put some food on it.
What kind of food should we put on it?
Ballyhoo.
You gonna rig it up?
I'm not that yet.
Okay, so what happened on the way from the Bahamas to Turks and Caicos?
So we left Crooked Island in the Bahamas and had a great first 12 to 16 hours. Engines were doing beautifully, conditions were good, except for a couple corners when swells go around. But anyway, so about 10 o'clock at night, the port engine started doing a little RPM down go, and then it died on us. So trying to troubleshoot what was going on with that, trying to get it going again, because you know I like running both engines, especially when we're not, like, this was a pure motor. We didn't have sails up because we were going into the wind. And so anyway, narrowed it down to basically fuel blockage per se. The Raycor fuel filter was completely full and nasty, and I'm sure the primary fuel filter was also, which I wouldn't find that out until Turks and Caicos. So yeah, Amber and I had a new fun experience at midnight to 2 a.m. I don't even remember what time it exactly was, but
Yeah, because we changed our shifts around because it went off and you were letting it run a little longer.
to see if, you know.
And so then when I came up, you were gonna. So at some point, when I came on, whenever that ended up being, is when
Yeah.
you changed it. When we were both up.
Well, yeah, when we were both up and awake, because Amber was keeping eyes on me, because underway, getting down into the engine bay, you know, you have to take off lifelines, raise the hatch, you know, remove all the stuff on top, and then climb down there in it to get access to work on anything.
Which
And
thankfully the conditions were
yeah,
good
they-
enough
they
that you
were.
actually could. We have been in conditions where we wouldn't
even
have
there,
attempted that.
yeah.
But thankfully they were decent enough that you could try. So yeah,
So I got
changing a fuel filter
while underway
in the dark.
in the dark. Check.
Yeah. Not sure it's something that we wouldn't necessarily a goal, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep.
Yeah, so then it ran pretty good, 5 or 6 hours, and then shut off again.
Yep. And so
And we left it off
yes.
for an hour or two. Or
No,
something like that.
no. We motored with just starboard engine for a good 6 to 8 hours, I think. And well, however long it was for me to go sleep a little while and rest, and then I think when I came back on shift, I tried again, and again I get it to work in about 3 to 4 hour sections, and before it would cut back off. And so I rested it till right when we got to the west end of New Providence Island, or i.e. Provo in Turks and Caicos, and then I turned it back on, just kind of on idle forward, so it wasn't hardly doing a lot, but we were able to get to our anchorage into Provo, anchored, checked in, and then at least at anchor I can do more digging and, you know,
Yeah.
come to the conclusion that it was the primary fuel filter, which is attached to the diesel engine.
Yeah, so that was underway. Land ho! After over 24 hours. All right, what land is that?
Turks and Caicos.
Is it? Look on the map. What, Lily? We're out of the Bahamas.
Let's see if I can.
So, does that mean you get another stamp on your passport today?
Yeah.
Yay! All right. What's the yellow flag, Lily?
No idea.
The Quarantinian.
What is it?
That means we have not legally entered the country yet.
That means we cannot go to land yet, or only the
Except for
captain.
Daddy.
Yeah, Daddy goes to land to check us in. Other than that, we have to stay on the boat.
Or in the water.
Yeah. Until he checks us in, and then when he checks us in,
We can take down that yellow flag and put it on the real Turks and Caicos flag.
the real Turks and Caicos flag. That's right. Or it's whatever country that we're in. Right now it's Turks and Caicos.
Yeah.
So we did that for Bahamas.
Do we need to put up the Turks and Caicos?
That's what we're doing.
Who's national anthem? That I do not know.
We
Neither. Turks and Caicos. Turks and Caicos. Turks and Caicos. Turks and Caicos. Turks and Caicos.
I'm sure that's it, Matthew. We already had some maintenance things that we needed to do that we were planning to do in Turks and Caicos anyway. So we ended up being in the Marina.
We anchored the first night for 2 nights.
Yeah, and then we went into the Marina, which the Marina was really nice.
Oh yeah, fantastic. South Bank Marina, 100% recommend. Everybody there is amazing.
Yeah, and also the big thing is it's right by the
Yanmar dealership and maintenance, and the South Bank Marina itself has an in-house Yamaha dealer and mechanic, like licensed by Yamaha mechanic.
Yeah, hence why we picked that one. So yeah, you already knew that you wanted some maintenance stuff done on the engines, and so we were already looking for a Yanmar to be near the Yanmar dealer. What you think, Luke?
Dun, dun, dun. That is Portland. What? It's the Portland? Yeah.
Tell us about it, Luke.
It takes more than starboard.
It what shakes more than starboard when it's on? Okay. Can you tell us anything else about it?
It turned off by itself before. Yeah, it's turned off by itself before.
Yeah, on our
About
last
like 3 times.
passage it did.
Turn on. Actually turned off 2 times last passage.
Yeah.
And then we went ahead and turned. And it wanted to turn on sometimes.
Well, yeah,
And
it
then-
did struggle to turn
And
on.
then before that passage it wouldn't turn on.
Yeah, so it didn't want to turn on. Daddy troubleshot, got it to turn on. And then it ended up turning off on us 3 times, I think, through that passage.
Yeah, you know what? Also inside, Daddy touches the thing when it's on. He's got down there before. He touched it.
Yeah.
On? Wasn't like wasn't that? It was on. The engine propeller might be under it.
You think so?
Actually, the propeller's under right here. I thought it was under there. And the thing where the water comes out is right here.
Is water coming out?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Right.
And what is the water doing, Luke?
What? The water, ma'am.
What is the water doing?
This water.
What do we look to see? Remember that acts as the coolant.
And it warms it up when it turns on.
Guys, I know you have to video this.
So no! Next to oil because it makes the oil stay.
Yeah, what all did y'all do today?
Change the oil and put new oil in the engines.
And what else? New
Replace the
oil.
filter.
Right.
And also replace the diesel filter.
Okay.
Hey, Luke, turn it off.
Hi. Some other issues that we were planning on doing with fixing in Turks and Caicos. Just because in the Bahamas you can't get anything,
And if you do,
you can't find people to do stuff,
Yeah.
and it's so expensive if you try to get something shipped in and then finding a place. So, we have been without a generator for
4 weeks.
a month at this point, and because it overheated and whatnot, and then what were the other things? Our wind speedometer was no longer working. That went out on the Gulf crossing.
So we did not have
We
that
didn't have that for a while.
the whole Bahamas,
We're
2.5
like-
months.
That was about like 15 knots.
Yep.
And then looked at the manual, direction at the top of the mast. Not, once again, not ideal, but
We made it work.
we made it. And so those were the two big things.
Yep.
And then what else? We had some plumbing issues with our bathroom.
Oh, stinking head work. I mean, so tired of working on toilets. They stink. Literal and figurative.
Figuratively. All the things. Nobody wants to deal with them, but yeah. So you got
There was like the Turks and Caicos Marina time was project time.
all right. What'd y'all find?
Bioluminescent.
There's still light.
Yeah, there it is.
Like Mama.
That's bioluminescence. That is something living putting off light. You can see a couple more over there, but this one close you can see.
Yeah, there's also one close right here.
Let's see. Show me, Matthew.
It's moving.
I think I know what type of fish they are.
It's not fish. Wait for it. There.
There it is, yeah.
Did you see that?
Look at that one. That's a good one over there. Yeah. You over there. That's cool. Yeah, that one's moving.
Bioluminescence.
Cool. Science.
Stop, Luke.
Boom!
Stop, Luke. You gotta tell him pressure.
Nope, Talon doesn't feel pressure.
Talon, do you have a force field that conducts pressure? No, I do have pressure. Okay. Stop, Luke. What is with Lily and these strokes? Nice, Lily.
Go, Lily.
Awesome. Goodness. Lily's going. Lily hit. Lily is winning. I'm gonna hit third, guys.
Oh.
Oh.
That pin is literally the worst pin. Oh man, Lily's winning. Can I?
Good job, Luke. All right, babies, where are we?
Turks and Caicos.
And we're actually in a car. But we're still driving on the left side of the road. Yep. So, what we're gonna do today?
Go to the beach and
Get groceries. We got a provision so we can make it further, huh? All right.
Which grocery store are we going?
Probably Graceway because it's the closest and it's the biggest. All right, what y'all think of Turks and Caicos so far? Good.
Are we on Providenciales?
Uh-huh. That's the island we're on. So, yeah. So far, so good. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm getting better about this driving opposite.
I know.
Yeah,
By the time we get back, you may not drive on the right side of the road.
yeah, Daddy.
Literal and
See you
here's another interesting thing. So the speed limit is 30 miles per hour right here. But your car is reading in what
Kilometers.
units? Kilometers per hour. So, do you know how fast we're going?
We're going 60-ish kilometers an hour.
Per hour. So, we're just kind of going with the flow of traffic and
Yep.
guesstimating if we're actually driving the correct speed.
Don't pass people and don't get past too bad, and you know you're going about right.
Yeah. Except right here, there's not as many people. Okay.
Biggies, both engines needed work. The generator needed finally to get fixed. The wind speedometer and direction indicator needed to be fixed. Our Flybridge VHF handheld went out, and so I didn't have
was
that
a
coming
recent
into
problem, too.
Turks and Caicos, and then of course the inside bathroom work, and so it was a lot of projects that needed to get done, and adding to, I needed parts, you know, a good number of parts, and so we had a special guest come and visit with us. Nano 2.0. No, her second visit to Aramea during our journey, and she was my bootlegger. She came and brought the necessary parts that I needed, you know, new things, a new water pump so I could bypass the on the engine water pump and the generator to make it work and get fixed. She brought a new Marina wind speed and direction device, and thankfully that was a super easy fix when we got it done. It was literally plug and play. What else did she bring us?
And then just a few other miscellaneous things. You know, a couple more lights and whatnot.
Yeah.
But just small things that while she was already coming, we ordered and shipped to her and she brought. But yeah, those were the big ones. The pump really being the huge one, because you knew you had exactly what you want. You knew exactly what you wanted.
Moving through. So that pump is working great.
Okay, so what's currently on? And it's been on for what, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, at least 15 minutes, if not more than. So, no. All right.
Okay, so what's actually on though?
All right. So right here.
The generator.
Yeah, the generator is on. So praise the Lord, the generator is on. It hadn't cut off by itself for any error. So.
And that's the first time it's really been able to do that in what, 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah.
Probably I haven't gone back and
since the last time we.
Yeah, I know, since Georgetown.
But
okay.
One, you can see water moving through here as far as the sea strainer goes, and so the sea strainer goes to this lift pump.
And that's what you installed?
This is it. I installed this, and it is leak free. Oh, thank the good Lord.
Leak free. You had a coolant leak in it this morning, but found that and got that clamped back off. Thankfully, that was just simple failure that you could fix.
Yep. So anyway, so this pump pulls in cold seawater up to the generator to cool it off, and then it exhausts out
into the sea.
Yep,
back
out
into
the sea, and we can show
it
you that
warms
later.
it and puts in the sea.
But like the pump connections are leak free, and the sea strainer shows me that it's working beautifully. So yeah.
And this has been no telling how many days of research and then how many days of actual work.
We'll call it 3 days research plus actual work.
You've been researching it for weeks though.
Well, anyway, everything's working great, and so
yay!
yeah, I know, right?
I'm so happy for you. I mean, I'm happy for us, but I'm happy for you because this was a big win.
It was.
Because this was a big stress. And
yes, it was.
we made it fine for, what, 4 or 5 weeks. I have to go back and look. Without a generator. We're on shore power now, but without a generator. So we did find and figured out some things we can do just on the solar. So that was good, but what do we really like?
Oh, we like having access.
Redundancy.
Yeah, exactly. Redundancy and power.
Yeah, but redundancy, so if we have several cloudy days, we can still top off our batteries and do what we need to do.
Yep.
All right. Very successful day. I'm so proud of you, love.
Oh, thanks, love. I mean, it
This was a lot of stress.
was.
This was a big one.
Nice.
There you go.
You too.
Then we leave the marina to have some fun and we go out to West Caicos.
Yep. Dropping the hook in West Caicos. There's a few sand patches, but otherwise it is hard coral bed. And so
We had not been in anything like that before because all of the Bahamas is just white sand. You can see the bottom, so you know where you're dropping it. So we dropped it the first time, and you really couldn't tell from the surface. It looked like sand. Dropped it the first time, just everything was normal, and then
I backed down
reversed.
on the anchor to truly set it and make it dig in. And as I was in that process, pop!
Something snapped, and I thought I was up there, and I thought that the chain broke. I was like, I think we just broke the chain. And so I'm looking and realize that the bridle came off. That was what happened. And so it has a hook with a clip, and it bent the hook. And best we can gather, the anchor didn't dig in. It skipped.
Yeah,
And
it caught the edge of the rock, and as I was backing down, it actually lifted it up, and so it jumped, and that's what made the force transfer down the chain.
And so then we tried it a second time, and we could see what looked like more of a sandy patch, but it was a kind of a small area that we're trying to land the anchor in, and we're right on the edge of it when we dropped it, and basically it did it again. So after 2 or 3 tries, we're like, let's just call it.
Yep.
And
we went into an abandoned marina on West Caicos and just anchored out in this 360-degree protected bay, and it was actually very nice in there. We were the only boat in there until our last night.
yeah, so it was nice to be in there, and we didn't have a problem anchoring there at all. But that was the first time we had a problem.
First,
anchoring.
yeah, that was the first time ever
That
we
it's
had
done
to
anything like
re-raise the
that.
anchor to try again. Every other time, it's always set great the first time.
Yeah, so that was an experience and a little nerve-wracking but to hear that pop. But the good thing is, so the kids were there, everybody worked together and kind of figured out the problem and worked on a solution until we caught it. Nobody just like completely panicked and all that. So, you know, in those mishap, unforeseen things, you know, it's good to see how we handle it and how the kids handled it. So I was
Yep.
really happy with that.
Yep, absolutely.
Not that you want those, but
Yep.
nice when you can get a good reaction.
Yep. So with a bent bridle chain hook, that was yet another project that needs to get done.
You know, you fix a few, you find a few. Such is this life.
Yep. Cruising. Fixing your boat in exotic locations.
I mean, there's no better description.
Join us next time for some diving and this exploring an awesome beach we found before leaving Turks and Caicos.